This show is interesting. I've taken a little bit of a break and really wanted to see if something came up that I really wanted to talk about, or somebody who came across my radar that I really wanted to get their story on camera. So I'm on location in London, and I'm with a very dear friend called Cecilia Martinez. She's from Colombia. And today, although we are the ET Newsroom as in ET, and we will talk about something of that, we are also using the E for extraordinary because she has had some amazing experiences, and I can't wait to get her to tell you about those on camera. Hi everybody, and welcome to another ETN broadcast, and I'm here on location with the wonderful Cecilia Martinez, who I've known, she reliably informs me, for over 30 years, and she's been in England for around 55, and she knows some amazing people. I interviewed her across her dining room kitchen some many years ago, speaking with Sixto Paz Well, the Peruvian-American contactee who travels the world sharing his stories. But I think it's quite important to get this material down whilst it's possible. So we're talking to Sixto Paz Well, a contactee over several years, beings from different dimensions. And Sixto, perhaps you can tell us when it all first began.
Todo empezó hace 30 años.
Everything is beginning 30 years ago.
Mi padre investigaba el tema de los ovnis antes que yo naciera.
My father investigating about the UFO before sister born.
Nací en un ambiente favorable al tema.
Born in a family who talking about this subject all the time.
Mi padre nos enseñó a nosotros desde pequeños siempre a pensar, no a creer en estos temas.
His father teaching the family to thinking about this subject but not to believe. His father started to arrange a conference.
Yo, un amigo suyo,
as is being given by a friend of his father,
miembro de la Sociedad Teosófica,
a member of the Theosophic Society,
y un médico del hospital de policía.
And a doctor from the police force.
Entonces, él disertó sobre el tema de la telepatía.
He talking about the telepathic way to communicating.
Planteaba este médico que de existir seres en otros planetas,
He talk about beings in another planet,
seres que hubiesen empezado antes que nosotros,
beings who start before us.
podrían estar llegando no solo con sus naves a la Tierra,
They was not only coming to the planet there,
¿no? Con sus naves
with
espaciales,
the spaceships.
So
Sí.
where else were they going?
sino que mentalmente
They can communicate in a mental level
o astralmente.
or in the astral level.
Oh, so you mean that they don't have to come to the planet?
No,
I
no,
see.
no.
Okay.
They can come into the planet there not only with the spaceship, but they can communicate in a
Right.
telepathic or
O sea,
mental level.
que habría muchas formas por las cuales ellos estarían tratando de comunicarse,
Which maybe they got different forms to try to communicate with the planet
Do
there.
they work with only Earth?
la Tierra sería uno de los tantos lugares que podrían estar visitando.
The planet there is one of the many places. Sister was fascinating about that conference
Porque mi padre, como tenía una línea más bien científica,
because his father has got very scientific mind.
él no hablaba de viajes astrales,
He never talked about astral traveling and less about telepathic communication.
entonces de regreso a la casa,
When he went back to his house,
con mi madre y mi hermana,
his sister and mother,
intentamos como jugando,
they try like a game, try to communicate, and they doing that through the meditation.
que un año antes venía practicando yoga,
Because 1 year before he practiced a yoga,
o sea, técnicas de meditación.
different techniques of
Se me
meditation.
ocurrió que todo ello podría facilitar un contacto.
I thought that facilitating a communication with them.
Al cabo de unos 15 minutos,
And after 15 minutes,
sentí las ganas de escribir.
he got the urgent feeling to doing automatic handwriting.
Entonces abrí los ojos, estaba totalmente consciente
And he opened his eyes, fully conscious of what he done.
y comencé a escribir a gran velocidad.
And he started writing very fast, very fast. Through that message, my name is Oxal.
Que él venía de Ganímedes,
He coming from Ganymedes,
una de las lunas de Júpiter,
one of the moons of Jupiter.
y que quería comunicarse con nosotros,
And he want to communicate with them.
que pronto veríamos una vez.
And soon we're going to see the spaceships.
Al día siguiente repetimos el experimento
The next day, try to have the same experience
con unas 20 personas
with 20 people.
y pedimos una prueba.
And they asked for a proof.
Entonces nos dijo que fuéramos a 60 kilómetros al sur de Lima.
And they told them, going 60 kilometers to the south of Peru, Lima.
Porque veríamos nosotros aparecer la nave.
Because they're going to see a spaceship appear.
Ellos dijeron que iba a ser el 7 de febrero
They told them 7th of February
de 1974
and the year 1974,
a las 9 de la noche.
9 o'clock in the night. Behind the hills, the night appeared like the daylight.
Y apareció un objeto luminoso que se desplazó sobre las crestas de las montañas.
And appeared a luminous object traveling through the hills.
Y de ahí fue descendiendo hasta colocarse encima de todos nosotros,
And they start to reach near them, then on top of them.
a una altura de unos 80 metros.
More or less about 80 meters high, very near.
Y proyectó una luz como sobre nosotros.
And they projecting a light in top of everybody.
Era como una luz de mediodía.
It was a light like a middle of the day.
Sentimos mucho temor.
And they was frightened and fear.
Y todos captamos que nos decían que no bajaban.
And everybody receiving telepathic communication at the same time. We know coming down
No estábamos preparados.
because you are not ready.
Adelante esto se daría.
They say sooner you're going to have a new experience.
Y meses más tarde la nave aterrizó.
And months later, the spaceship landing, and they saw them coming out in the physical form.
Lo importante es que un periodista español
The more important thing was a newspaper man from Spain accompanied them to the cantors,
y vio aparecer las naves.
and he saw the spaceships,
Y tuvo el valor de declararlo públicamente en España.
and he was brave enough to declare in Spain. Through the years, they got the opportunity to go in the physical body to the spaceships.
Y recibir de parte de ellos mucha información sobre la historia de nuestro mundo.
Getting a lot of information about the history of the planet Earth,
De por qué vienen aquí,
why they coming here,
qué es lo que buscan
what they looking for,
y qué es lo que nosotros podemos esperar de nuestro propio futuro.
what we can waiting for the future.
Ahora, a lo largo de esos 30 años,
Through these 30 years of the experience,
7 veces hemos invitado a la prensa.
7 times they've been inviting the newspaper people or the journalists.
What did they look like?
La primera vez nosotros lo que vimos fue a un ser de apariencia muy humana.
The first time we saw a being with, like a physical human body like us.
O sea, 1,80 m de estatura.
1 meter 18 centimeters is about 5 feet 7 or 8.
Okay.
O sea, un poco más alto que yo.
A little bit taller than Sixto.
La apariencia como un coreano, un mongol, un oriental.
He looks like Oriental or Chinese or Japanese.
Era una persona robusta, corpulenta,
Was very strong.
y pelo lacio que le caía detrás de los hombros.
Hair very straight hair. Straight.
Tenía un traje brillante, un cinturón y unas botas.
They got very Chinese clothes with boots and bell.
Sí.
A bell.
Y hacía gestos con las manos.
And he talked a lot with his hands.
Y la comunicación fue mental.
And the communication was a telepathic one.
And what did they say that they were wanting to share, to communicate with humanity about?
Una de las cosas que ellos insisten o reiteran
One of the things they insist
es que en el pasado la relación de ellos con nosotros
in the past, the relation of them with us
era como un adulto con un niño.
was like a growing person with a child or baby.
Cuando
Why
el
did
niño
they
ve a
come
la-
to the earth in the first place?
Según ellos, nosotros somos el resultado de más de un experimento genético.
According to them, we are the result of more than one genetic experiment.
O sea, aquí ha habido hibridación y mestizaje.
Here been hybridization becoming together. Hybridization.
A lo largo de toda la historia ha ocurrido varias veces.
All the history has been happening.
Ha habido-
And where are they
crash.
from?
Crash.
Ya,
Well-
de diferentes mundos.
From
Ah.
different worlds.
Ha habido también colonizaje extraterrestre
They've been colonization of the extraterrestrial beings.
y ha habido hasta deportación de extraterrestres a nuestro
Even
mundo.
been deportation of the extraterrestrial to our planet.
Nuestra historia está íntimamente vinculada a la de ellos.
Our history has been uniting with them.
And where were the beings from that you first had contact with?
O sea, los seres con los que tuvimos contacto al inicio venían de Ganímedes, una luna de Júpiter.
The first contactee we got was beings from Ganymedes, one of the moons of Jupiter.
Pero ellos no son naturales de allí.
But they are not natural from that place.
Ese lugar es un lugar de vida artificial.
That place is an artificial life.
Ellos dicen que vienen de Orión.
They told them they coming from Orion.
O sea, de
Orion.
la constelación. Son como 60 razas las que están llegando a la Tierra.
There are about 16 different races of beings coming from different planets.
Hay seres que vienen de Pléyades, hay gente que viene de Sirio.
Some of them they coming from the Pleiades, other ones from the Sirius,
¿no? Y de diversos lugares.
and from different places.
And she has been a confidant and spiritual advisor and friend to Benazir Bhutto. Born 21st of June 1953 to the 27th of December 2007, was a Pakistani politician and stateswoman who served as the Prime Minister of Pakistan from 1988 to 1990 and again from 1993 to 1996. She was the first woman elected to head a democratic government in a Muslim majority country. She chaired or co-chaired the Pakistan People's Party, PPP, from early 1980s until her assassination in 2007. And we'll talk about that later. Apart from the other ET aspects that have graced her life and mine through our association, like visiting the Philippines and meeting psychic surgeons and incredible healers, she also came into life pretty much switched on spiritually. From a toddler, she was very aware, rescuing things left, right, and centre. When she married her lovely man, Edgar, the father of her two children, then there was a break because he was a very handsome fellow. 22 years, and she is going to pick up her story because she said it was when she went to see a wonderful doctor, a lady psychiatrist and psychologist, who helped her in Colombia really understand the spiritual path and also introduced her to somebody called Jose Silva, who was at one time very famous, but he created the Silva method of mind control. Very brilliant. Well, she went to one of his lectures in London on the advice of this psychologist. Cecilia, hello and welcome to the ET Newsroom.
Hello everybody, it's wonderful to talk to you. I hope so you understand my English. I talk from my heart to your heart, my soul to the souls of everybody.
So tell us about what this psychologist lady told you about the black magic issue.
I got a dream, what happened in Colombia with my husband, who passed away a long time ago. And I went to Colombia and the dream was reality. He going with a very young lady. They told me to go into this psychology doctor and she got the eyes open and she told me this family of the girl, my husband was here in England, they thinking they got money and try to put the stuff like black magic in the water to make me ugly.
So they were trying to use a black magic kind of ritual, which was to do with contaminating the water, something or other that would have a horrible effect on your body and system. She was able to see that and advise you about that. But then she also told you about Jose Silva coming to England. And this is where you really began to open up in your own practices of different spiritual techniques.
Psychology lady in Colombia in Buga, which is a very famous city. Buga, I met her and she told me Cecilia is going to come in here to England and it's a big conference, about 200 or 300 people, and was wonderful. It's like I know him. And then from that moment really he teaching us about is not to control the mind, is to learn how to use your brain, your mind, and the power you got inside. And we're working in a group to doing healings for hospital to clear the energies in different places in England.
I know that you've done many different systems of healing. You've done aromatherapy, you've studied with herbs, Japanese system, Mahikari,
Reiki.
And Reiki. We did together our regression therapeutic work and many more. We consider each other sisters from the angelic realm and in the past lives, of course. One of the people that you met was this neurosurgeon, and you actually stayed with her in Colombia for a few days.
Her name is Olguita de Arquea, amazing lady. She's the lineage is coming from Santa Teresa of Jesus, the daughter of the Catholic Church. And the extraterrestrials coming to the room, 3 extraterrestrials, and they got the
That what Cecilia is talking about here is that there was a medical conference going on, and Olgita, was with her 3 colleagues, and these people of non-human intelligence came into their apartment. They were quite tall, and they asked them something very specific because they knew about this spiritually oriented but medical conference. So tell us what they asked of Olga and her friends.
2 other doctors' surgeries from the brain, and Olguita was an amazing angel here in the planet. She passed away, of course. These 3 beings, very, very tall, look like when blue overalls, and when they come in, these 3 beings, they say, why they send them and how they coming in, and these beings looking the 3 of them and start to talking to them in telepathic way.
Initially thought that they were workers in the apartment building, because in attending the conference, Olga and her colleagues took an apartment, and these folks just came in and they looked very human but very tall.
Nice looking, and she say how they coming in, and she going to call the reception because the door was not open, passed through the door, and they start to talk to the other 2 gentlemen doctors and to her. They asked then in a telepathic communication to the 3 of them receive the same information. Because you are a neurology doctor, you working to doing operations in the brain, we're going to give in a special chip. Is going to be in the terrace to open the terrace, and you see if you are supporting that, because
if you can tolerate it.
Tolerating, and if you know you're thinking about us, and we come back and taking that chip.
Did she ask these beings where they were from?
I don't remember about that, but they put the chip.
It sounds like they look like the Pleiades folks.
Yes.
What these people were doing was asking Olga and her team to test a chip that they would
Humanities
into the brain to work with the 3rd eye to make them telepathic. They were wondering if humanity, in fact, was ready for this kind of ability, and they were going to see how they could tolerate. And they asked them if they would do this as a test run for the benefit of humanity. Now, can you tell us how the chip was put in?
They press in the forehead like a little thing, and put inside in the terrace, and from that moment start to see the aura, and they can hear what the people thinking. They no need to talk, and they can pick up everything.
So they went to their medical conference with the chip in their brain, which didn't require any incision. It was simply passing through the matter, and suddenly it was in the right location, obviously.
Yeah, it's like a small head of the pin, tiny little, and they press inside and say, okay, if you're not tolerating this, only thinking about us, and we come back and take it out. The other 2 gentlemen moving to the countryside, to the mountain, because in a little town, because they say it's too much people, we talking too much, but to hear all the mind and the talk inside the brain, thinking is too much, and to see the aura.
So what happened with Olga?
Olguita went back because she said, okay, she is very logical person. Even if she is a GP, I mean, she got 3 qualifications, high qualification. She's the director of one hospital, big hospital in Colombia, got the clinic, and she went back. But when she went, walking in the street is the moment she said, oh, she called me mijita. Mijita is like my little girl. People talk too much, but I can hear all the thoughts of everybody, and I can see the energy, the energy feel like color aura. And I know when the person going to die, the aura going inside. And she says, it's too much for me, because I went to work into the clinic, and there is the nurse coming, Dr. Olguita, you got a patient here. She's a consultant in the brain. And that person was a man, and he thinking, Oh my God. And when this man come in, oh, it's a woman who going to open my brain. He only talk. And she's writing in that moment. And she say, look, because she thinking is the voice, but it's the mind. And say, if you don't like it, doing the operation, I can send you to other consultant because you want maybe a man, no woman. And then he apologized and accepting her to doing the brain.
And her assistant as well was thinking things not so kindly about her as well, and she told her off, didn't she?
Yes, yes. Of course, she no can resist that little pin in the eyes. She asked them to come back and take it out, but when they take it out, still she can see and hear, and she no can go in out. Only Chilean have to accept him because they choose the three of them.
What did they do? Did they just appear
And
and remove
took
it
him
the
off.
way,
Yeah.
the same way they put it in? They just,
Yeah,
it was
they
magnetically
like
drawn
taking
out?
a pin out,
Like the head of a pin, yeah.
Yeah, and they took it out, and the funny thing is, she still continues to see the.
So it had opened up
The
anyway,
eyes,
just
yeah.
by having that in her brain.
Yeah,
It would
yes.
stimulate that activity.
She's very intelligent. When she going where there's an accident or earthquake, even to Tibet, to Mexico, and she's in command.
When they came to take out the device, the technology, did they say anything else to her?
The humanity is not ready. If you are not ready, who are more
Advanced.
prepared and know about the brain, we're not going to get into the humanity.
Yeah. And of course, we know the name Buga these days because of the Buga sphere. That brings into awareness in people's minds the name of the city.
But the funny thing is, when they took him that, she went to the coast and to swimming and to relax a little bit. And she went to the sea and got an accident and hit the head, and they have to do in X-ray. And when they do an X-ray, say, why you got a little hole there?
Oh, they actually picked up
inside in the bone.
a hole in the bone.
In the bone.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. An actual physical hole in the bone.
And she said, they asked her, and she says, this happened to me? Because they don't believe her.
Oh, did she tell them?
Yeah, because
really?
it's a friend consult, and she's in the Atlantic coast.
So that is the story of Olga,
Yeah.
Olgita.
She died at age 102 years old.
Oh, yeah, you were very close with her.
Yeah.
So let's go on to another amazing story. So, because you went with him to Egypt, you had some amazing.
A lot of places, Peru, Colombia. And usually we insist, we fasting. We're not eating for 3-4 days, whatever time we spend with him. Because they say when you fasting, no eating, only water, the energy of the spirit raising up and the body pick up more easy the information of the extraterrestrial, the message or whatever. I met him in 1979 through one of my dear friends in Colombia called Laura Stella. Sixto, when I met him, I went to Colombia only to holidays for 2 weeks. And there, Laura Stella told me to meet Sixto. Going to Boyacá, is another city in Colombia. They're going to gathering together a lot of people, like 34 people. And usually the extraterrestrials say it's going to be 34 or 24, and exactly what the extraterrestrials say through automatic handwriting.
Did you have any experiences with Sixto of ET or
No.
seeing craft?
One of my friends took the picture of the spaceship. It looked like full of rainbow colors, but I saw them in a hologram. I went with one friend to the lake in Boyacá, extraterrestrial going inside the water. I saw them very tall, only light. I went with another friend and I said, can you see the extraterrestrial? Because we're supposed to see the spaceship and the extraterrestrial going to come into us, but no, was a hologram of the extraterrestrial. Went inside Laguna La Tota, the Tota Lake, and they went inside there, and I standing with this tall person, and I say, come on, you want to accompany me? And we have to climb down the mountain and go into the Tota Lake, and I saw that lake, like 4 of them went down. In that lake, according to the native people, you can go into certain part of the lake because it's the base of the extraterrestrial.
And how about you give us a little overview of one of Sixto's experiences when he went through a portal that he calls a Zendra, and you were telling me that he thought it was for like 2 hours.
The time out of the planet there is different for the, and they took him in, and his wife usually received messages too, and they say, Sister, you have to go in somewhere, and they went in the spaceship to the Chilca desert, and he went, and there the spaceship appeared, and the only is they went a group, and there is the spaceship shooting the light down, and they took him in, and he told he been only 15 minutes or maybe one day, no less, 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 1 hour. But when he come back, was everybody looking for him. Sister, where did you been? It's been 2 weeks we're looking for you. And he thinking it's only 10 minutes or 1 day.
Did he have any more beard?
Ah, yes. And the beard growing, like in another general, Sister told us that he went inside the spaceship.
Someone from the army. Yeah.
From the army, and the beard was growing. Of course, with it being 2 weeks and all this experiment when they extraterrestrial, they are very kind, the ones they met.
Can you tell us where those beings are from?
It's from Ganymedes, one of the moons of Jupiter. Jupiter has got 12 moons. When he landed there, they got terrestrials there, and everybody coming like when you landing to Heathrow to say hello to him.
They've got human beings there.
Human beings to training to send them back to the planet there, and they send their course because the time is different when these people come back to the planet there. They've been past years, and the family is already dead.
Yeah.
And because when you are in that dimension in that planet, you're not getting old.
Also, that Sixto said that some of the people there were thousands, and some of them had been rescued from
Yes,
falling
from the
into
lake,
portal.
or the portal in the Triangle of Bermudas.
Oh, the Bermuda Triangle. They'd fallen.
The aeroplane disappeared.
And some of those people were saved by the ET,
ET.
but it would kill the person who had gone through that portal to come back to Earth.
Yeah.
For some reason, the nervous system would just,
For Sisto, they prepare him to go in with them. Like, for example, he fasting, he doing a yoga meditation, because he learned, and he learned through went to one conference when he was 16 years old, went to a conference, and there is men say we can use the brain to be telepathic communication and connecting with another planet or dimension. And he's been doing that for a little while, and after got experience.
Interesting. And I don't know how many books are in English now, but the
25.
first one...
No, in English.
The first one is called The Invitation. That was the beginning.
And how to be in another planet.
He has 2 daughters, and his wife sadly passed, but they all had experiences with ET, didn't they? And
the daughters, they don't want to talk because in the school or in the university, the wife is well-known. Sisto is very adoring her.
I mean, they had a very close relationship,
15
and she
years,
and she was really okay with him traveling the world doing his conferences because she also was in connection with these other forces.
In the house of them in Peru, and I met the daughters.
Yeah, you met the family.
The family. Before we end in this chapter, there in Ganymedes, when he landed, the extraterrestrial got a big greenhouse, planting all the herbals and stuff because they are vegetarians.
He talked about how there was a plant, a bit like a geranium, but it seemed to be alive, like an animal, I mean.
Yes,
like a creature.
Like a geranium, and walking in his leg and talk to Sisto when he's there, time with them. And
so the plants
they got
had another
spaceship like a car, really. You say, Sisto, we're going somewhere, I'm going to join where is we growing all the plants, and that geranium coming in, walking in the top of the hill.
Such an amazing experience.
Because it's very kind people, that people. He been to other ones who are very strong.
And his contact was a being called Oxal.
Through telepathic communication. When they told Oxal, the one in charge of the spaceship, and we want to meet you and come in with your friends. And of course, they went to Chilca Desert, and when the spaceship appeared in the...
This is the first time.
And the mountain is a big spaceship, and everybody started to screaming, no, we don't want to.
They were terrified.
Said, talk to them to go. And Sister say, no, I go with them, because they say, Sister, come. Oxal is the name of the leader.
Yeah, and then they said to him later, you have to do some more development of yourself.
It's funny because when he went inside the spaceship, it's a lot of funny machines, and he started to play because he's like a little boy.
He's only 16 or 17 at the time?
Yes, yeah. And when the friends were already in the university, very young people. And the funny thing is his father working in his engineer for aeroplanes. And how is true the extraterrestrials contact you and know me?
Yeah, because his father had an association though for the paranormal or something, didn't he? And he was interested.
He's working in the plane. And the funny thing is to say, when landing there, they say taking all your clothes off. And he said, but here is a lot of ladies. I mean, extraterrestrial ladies, and everybody's around. And they say, come on, take the clothes and pass everything for us. And he say, why? Say, because the place we go, you need a special clothes. And it's like a baby clothes. It's small. And sister say, but that is no fit me. And say, put on. And he put on and stretch the special material. They say, don't take in my camera. He tried to hide in the camera, and the extraterrestrial pass the camera. If you hiding, will be spoiled. We're going to travel very fast, sit down there and holding him, like sucking him in a chair, and in 1 second he's in Ganymedes. And they looking through the window, and he say, there is the planet there, it's already like that, very small. Been with Sixto, and I know all these stories because I know him. I've been talked to him in private and the conference and stuff like that.
Okay, well, that's a great segment. And the next one I want to talk to you about is not to do with extraterrestrials, but to do with your wonderful special relationship with a very special lady called Benazir Bhutto. It's not often that you have the opportunity to meet a head of state and someone as, Benazir Bhutto was very beautiful. And I met her myself on a couple of occasions with Cecilia, and she was a very gracious lady. But Cecilia, run us through how you came to meet Benazir in the first place and how you became pretty much her confidant and spiritual healer and traveled with her.
The circumstance, I usually believe is a book of life we signed before we come into the planet. And through my connections, I met one friend who are married with a Pakistani gentleman and asked me to go into healing, not the first ministers, the government of Benazir Co. I doing Reiki, which is 27 points in the body given, and he started to cry. He was amazed, say this never happened to me, because he's a man. After he told Benazir, and Benazir say, I want to meet her now. And they say, but it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I phone her tomorrow, and they phoned me, and I went to see her. She was in South Kensington. I met her and doing healing for her. And because she's going through a lot, I never ask people. If they tell me, I listen. I don't mind if they got higher positions. For me, are humans who need love. And I doing the healing for her, and when I touched the back of the head, was very, very, very hot, like boiling. I said, you're thinking too much, what happened? Because I do know she was refugee. She was the first minister already, and she coming here to England. Anyway, the story of her you can see in YouTube and everywhere. Amazing.
So you met her while she was in England as a refugee?
In Haveloto, that's what the other person was here, like a refugee. The other one is like a refugee when the family. But Benazir is coming because she was in the politics, and course they opened the eyes for the hands for her.
Yeah.
And she coming in a politic way. Like here in England, and that's the way I met her. But she going through a lot, because can imagine you are in power for two times. She was the first minister, and after going to becoming a president of Pakistani, and it was impossible because they prefer the men to be in charge of one country.
Yes, they're not very open to women being in any position of power. And in fact, her father too was assassinated, wasn't he? He was killed.
Yeah. And when she back to Pakistan, they put her in prison for 5 years. Benazir.
I mean, she had it really, really tough. How she withstood what she went through is pretty astonishing. So she gets through that somehow. So she's married and she has 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. Let's pick up how you pick up with her again.
What she told me after have this spelling the 2 of us, giving healing, massage, Reiki, everything I use, and aromatherapy doing in her feet. And after she say, can you come into Pakistan? Because she going back after, I don't know about that. I hear after 5 years, she went back to Pakistan because the husband was in prison too. They put him 8 years in prison, and she said, can you come into with me? And I said, okay, I did. And I got 2 weeks off again in holidays. And I asked my daughter, I working in the reception. In that moment, I started counseling too, working in counseling plus, helping people around. And then we went together. And when we going down, the stairs, I wearing a red suit with red hat. And of course, with all the TVs and newspaper people are there. Talk to Benazir and she going like that. I don't know, it's after 5 years. And when I coming down with that red suit, they say, who is that person? And the newspaper lady, very intrigued, she say, who are you? Say, oh, pleasure to meet you, I'm Cecilia. and at last, they're going to start doing questions and I don't want to say anything. And I say, oh, my friend, people surrounding her, she's okay. And after Benazir arranged to pick up me and to take me to the Bilawal house in Karachi. The house belonged to Benazir and it's the name of the elderly son, Bilawal. And it's surrounded by the army, by police. They got towers and each one is police or army.
She had a massive stress, again, being a woman at the high end of the political spectrum.
And people don't like that because it's a woman.
She was incredibly intelligent, really.
Very intelligent. She's in top in Oxford University. She studied law, the top in Harvard University, studied with Clinton, which was the president of the United States. In Oxford University, she passed all the study because she got photographic memory. The father is got photographic memory.
You were part of the inner circle there.
Yeah.
Did she have any knowledge about the ET?
As we're talking in private. It's already a woman and going to say, most of the government know about ETs, but they don't want to talk about. She asked me one time, I love it because she is so innocent and so pure, she's like a little girl. And she says, me, when I die, I go into other planet. I say, maybe. We sit down, sometimes I giving healing and she's lie down in the bed in her house. Sometimes after they allow the husband giving like a little parole. And sometimes the husband see the films and she's lie down. I giving light to her.
So what was her attitude about ET?
Like I say, they know, but they don't want to talk about. I started talking now about the extraterrestrial.
Did she have any experiences?
No.
Did she ever see anything? Or?
No, extraterrestrial, no. I can imagine to command one country and fighting because she's a woman, to giving the power to woman, because they say woman is for the kitchen and to giving birth and to looking after the kids.
Oh.
Of course, they are rich, but they got people who working for them, and they got 3 nannies for the kids. She's very, very humble and very intelligent and really beautiful, tall lady. The way she walking is like
she
a
was
queen.
definitely
like
beautiful. Yes, she had a beautiful grace
yeah.
about her.
And that day is going to the court, and she said, "Can you talk to the judge? Accuse the husband." He said, "I got a newspaper, still from Pakistan." And I said, "Course, whatever you say, I here to help." And we went, and after that, she told me they been hanging the father and they whipping the mother in front of everybody. They put her in prison. What they going to do to me? I mean, a simple person landing there, and she said, "Maria, we're going to the court," and I giving the lie to the judge, and he died because he getting money to accuse them.
So he's another corrupt judge.
Yeah, they giving money. You have to condemn a Saif, and like that, she coming out of the. Saif is the husband of Benazir. Saif Sardari is the husband. And I went there to the court and talked to the lawyers. When I met him, I hold him the hand. When I say hello, one here and another one in the top. And he says, "It's a pleasure to meet you. Wonderful to meet you." I went to the prison.
As if you were a relative.
I have to pass different roles. Like, for example, the human rights. I went to visit all the ministers of Benazir. They got chains in the legs and in the hands, and they peel off because they mistreating them, because really want to destroy everybody around her. That time they belong to the human rights. They say, can you help in us, please? And I told them, Allah will be helping. Believing in yourself, all this is going to end in. It's got always things in life, it's got beginning and I pray for all of you to be free. And after that, she invited me to a big conference to talking about the freedom for women. There's a lot of women that in that conference is about maybe 200 people. One time, and I only been for another time, 2 weeks holiday. And this happened always in court. They give me the ticket to fly, and they are very good here with me in the Pakistani embassy. They doing everything. Even sometimes the ambassador in Kuwait, he waiting for me with flowers and stuff like that. I mean, they say I VIP.
And you've been at dinners with
Yes,
generals and
generals and everything. One time Benazir was very ill, and she going to talk to the Pakistani people, and she said, Maria, can you represent me? I mean, I dress in like a hair because I love that clothes from Pakistan. I dress, and they took me in the car, and people is behind. G.A. Bhutto, G.A. Bhutto. It mean a life to Benazir with the pictures and running behind my car because thinking it's Benazir and it was me. And people are in the roofs and the trees, and we landing there. They put me in the front with the general because it's to go into the place we go is about 3 or 4 hours. In the meantime, she taking medicine or whatever, called the doctor. And she was okay, and she landing there. When she's there, she's thank you to me. And I sit down with the general in the front, and the general say, what you doing here? Like you, I friend with her.
so many stories about
so
her.
many.
See, you met her children when they were all little,
Bilawal,
Bilawal,
Batawar, and Asifa.
Batawa and Asifa.
But in that time, it's only Bilawal and Batawar. Marcel, I went to the prison, and I was the sister of the mother. It's only for relatives. Right there in prison to see Sid. He said, what you doing here? You forgot that you auntie? Because she sent me everywhere to give enlighten, because I've been studying Reiki, Mahikari. She sent me everywhere, and she want always to hand me around, but even offered me a very high position in Pakistan, and I say no. I know one in politics, so...
She really wanted you to be with her like her dear friend all the time.
She say I a good talisman.
Yes.
A good talisman for her, because they released the prison from the servants was a prison, and the ministers was a prison, like I told before. And they release all of them and say, you see, Maria? And they come into to the Bilawal house and kiss her feet, because they are very happy. They don't believe they are already free.
Also, she used to ask your advice.
And I say, when you go to opposite people, you looking them in the eyes and send their love. For everybody, when you're standing to talk, and it's beautiful because, like I said, she's like a beautiful little girl, and she doing whatever she asks me, she follow. Like for example, when you are around people, put your hand when you talk, and what you do is connecting with whatever people believe in. In this case, you believe in Allah, and send the light to everybody. And people will be more receptive and more sensitive if they listen her. But she's a wonderful person. She loves animals. She got a parrot, a dog. And when she coming out, the servants coming and giving the play for the cat. She giving the food to the cats or to the dogs or to the parrot. Beautiful.
So she was a real kind of humanitarian.
She is a wonderful, intelligent. I'm very proud of her, because she say, my dream is to have my family, but really, I was in Pakistan many times. 16 years and a half, 16. Even one time the husband come in to my door with a bunch of flowers. Please come in with us because we need you.
But they gave you a special pass ID as well.
Special pass to go in there. And usually when they go in the embassy, they straight away take it in the passport. And many stories, I mean, with her, all my stories never ending, really.
And when you came back to England, how long was it before she was assassinated?
She was assassinated in the 2008. She was only 54 years old.
Had you been with her just a short time before she was assassinated, before you came back to England?
Yes, 2 years, because she phoned me again to be becoming president, and got the meetings, and Maria, I'm going to be president, can you come in? because she called me Maria. My name is Maria Cecilia. Can you come in because I doing a talk to the public and they're going to elect me like the president of Pakistan. Can you come in? And I say, okay. I went because usually going for 1 week. Maximum I've been 1 month when another friend is inviting another friend who are in the same spiritual path. Because I like that, what? I got a dream again in Benazir. Usually through dreams I got a lot of information and I dreamed they're going to kill her. I saw the shooting and everything. I called her, Benazir, take care because you are in danger. Of course, the shooting happened, they not been killed her in that time. And I phoned her again and I say, okay, they rescued you the first time, the second time, careful. And the second time is when a man is standing there when bombs in his body and shooting her very near. And the first one is like 146 people die. And the second one is like 158 people die because it's a bomb. And she coming out the car in the top. Even if it's bulletproof car, and she got a brand bulletproof, they make sure to shooting her.
Close range?
Close range, that man shooting her. Even if it's a lot of soldiers and the army, they not can protecting her because she coming out very happy, talk to people. Okay, soon I'm going to be president. I really want to be president because it's the only way to change the law.
Well, she was going to bring a lot of amazing humanitarian changes.
Like university for the girls, have the opportunity to work in the woman to work in power like first minister, whatever they want to do. And that's why they kill her. And the second, when I hear the news, I cry because still I want to cry.
It's just tragic how we lose these beautiful souls too early.
In the meantime, one of the times she coming here to England, she living in very near Susie's cottage and say, can you come in? She's always called me. And when she working with the man who carrying the Tasman, he was with her and all the newspapers from England are there. And when she saw me, she come and stayed away. Or the Hello magazine doing interview and she stopped the Hello magazine to look at me and say, come on, doing the healing for me. And I say, no, the Hello magazine is here, better looking after them. And when they go, I come waiting. 8 years, they give 1 year parole to Asif from prison, the husband. And she was here in England. I dream with her, she waiting for a baby. And I say, but how? The husband is in prison. And then I say, I don't know why I dreaming when you got little blankets for the baby. Maria, I tell you, I pregnant. I say, how? And she had the baby here in Great Portland Street in the hospital. And she called me straight away, I'm going to have the baby, Asif is there. And when I went there to Great Portland Street, I say, I not can go in because she want me when they're going to give him birth. And I say, no, I got another things to do, but I going tomorrow. And I went the next day, and there is the little girl, Asifa is the name, because she say, look, the name, what you thinking is the right name? I say, it's the mother who supposed to choose the name, not me. And the husband is there. I saw her when it was 1 day old. Her name is Asifa, and now she'd like to become president. The husband was a president in Pakistan too, and Asifa is the first lady now.
Yeah, she's following in her mother's footsteps.
Yeah, exactly like the mother. And when they are tiny, when I said, ask me, what are you thinking about my kids? They are beautiful. Bilawal come and always and say, my mother not love me because she not give me kiss. And I got a picture when the teddy bear because he was quite naughty, like being boy and spoiled. And I say, no, your mother is the mother of this country. And she got big responsibility. When I told Benazir every night she going and giving kiss to the 3 kids because it's the nannies who looking after the kids. Lawal is not good for politics.
We're hoping that he would go into politics as the only son, but
protecting the son and not too much with the girls. In my time I've been there. And Batawar is a fighter, really, really tough.
She doesn't look anything like her mum. So they're not supporting Asifa?
No. They are against the sister. And I say, somehow they thinking she took in the place of them. And they treating her not very nicely. The girl cried, my brothers, they don't let me go.
No, I mean now as an adult, as her being...
I mean, the Batawar is in the politics too.
Does she support her sister?
Yes, of course. But I said to Benazir, look, Lawal is not going to be politics, but he is the president or the chairman of the PP, Pakistani people. And but Batawar, I said, they are small, but that's my feeling. Batawar is not going to be political. I mean, he's likely to play around and even growing and study geography in. When I was thinking here to study geography, but their sisters, wow, they are so clever. One time they took us to the Himalayas mountain to the governor of the house, and they took me and a lady. They took us by helicopter. Want to say because she's so busy taking the children to play when there's no one. Because the governors got a beautiful big house in the Himalayas, and we went in a helicopter in the Himalayas. And it's funny because they put like a carpet when we're going out, and they sent it the other people like soldiers, the chef, by long hours to go into the Himalayas in the car. Always I got pictures.
Are you in touch with them now?
No,
No,
they want me
not
to
now.
continue with them
Yeah.
when Benazir passed away. They doing like anniversary when she passed away. They celebrating here. This one of the ladies. Can you come back to Pakistan? You need to help in the kids. No, going to Pakistan. I think is sending and I teaching the children from very small age. Kind when people and stuff like that.
Well, let's hope that stays with them on that lovely
I
positive
think
note.
so. I think so because I finished the story about Batawar. She's very tough, always fighting. And I say, you're not doing that to the staff because it's in power and the staff have to be servants. But Asifa is always Auntie Maria. They call me Auntie Maria because I carry her. She's so tiny and beautiful and put me down because I have to be tough. The soldiers no can see me, you carry me, and she's about maybe 2 years and a half or 3. And I put her down and she walking by herself. And I said to Benazir, Batawar is going to be in politics. And Asifa is going to be in politics. And plus she will be something relating with the health. And she was in charge of health.
Like a minister for health or something?
Yeah, no, they call something else. And she's the one who helping people, building houses and stuff like that. And plus in the health area. She's
Lovely.
amazing, Asifa. She talked in the TVs in India or in YouTube, you can find her. Asifa. Before they got the surname Bhutto, but now they got the surname Sardari. And after they invited me to Pakistan, and they got the house in Islamabad, that's another big city of Pakistan. It's beautiful, full of tree, animals, and stuff like that. And the mother is there. I giving healing for the mother, but she feel they strangle her, maybe the memory of the husband. Plus, because they've been whipping her and stuff.
The family had a hard time.
And
didn't
plus,
they?
she's from Irania, the mother.
Oh,
very
is she?
tall. Because being Iranian and being a woman, they're adoring the 2 other sons. There are 2 girls and 2 boys. And she wants the boys to be in charge of the politics, MPs or president, and they are not good for politics.
No. Okay, so we're back with Cecilia Martinez, Marie Cecilia. We used to go for meditation and all kinds of meetings with a beautiful lady who lived in St. John's Wood called Baroness de Pauli, who was an incredible lady from Austria, deeply spiritual person.
She died 102
like Olga. She was also great friends with Sir George Trevelyan, who was another heavyweight spiritual personality that the majority of people won't know. Meanwhile, the Baroness hosted various people, speakers on the international stage, and we met in the living room of her beautiful St. John's Wood home. And one of them was Giorgio Bongiovanni.
But I met him before.
When did you meet Giorgio?
Giorgio Bongiovanni, I don't know how I met him, but I took in Giorgio Bongiovanni sister to the Baroness many years ago. But Giorgio Bongiovanni, what is the special thing about him? He got the 5 stigmas because he went...
Stigmata.
He went to Fatima and took him to a spaceship, and a lady appeared. He said the Virgin with Fatima. He never heard about too much this story. And Giorgio Bongiovanni went there expecting to pray. And he's standing there, and the Virgin Mary appeared to him. They took him through telepathic again. They asked him, they're going to take him to a special place. But how? I am here to see the Virgin Mary. And they took him into the spaceship. There appeared that beautiful lady, and he said the Virgin of Fatima. And they told him if he allowed to accept in the 5 stigmatas. First giving only 3, but after giving the other 2. In the end is 5, the 2 in the hands, 2 in the feet, 1 in here and the other one here. When he bleeding, he formed different forms or different religions. And the scientific people been testing his blood, and he's not anemic. How he not can be anemic? He bleeding daily, day and night.
And he bled quite a lot, and it was painful for him, wasn't
very
it?
Very painful. He not wearing shoes. He have to wear in like a soft shoes to walk in.
And when we saw him, his hands were always bandaged.
Bandaged. And he got a son, and he said, the only sorry I no can play with my son. And when he coming here to England, we went to the Calice Wells. You know, the
Glastonbury,
the Calice Well. It's like
the
a
well.
lake. They say this is a connection to other dimensions under the planet there. We working with him there, and he pouring water, like baptize us.
It's the chalice well.
It's a lot of people of that. It's funny because the Calice Wells is got like a it's a Santo de Claus, and under is like a river that appear bleeding. Exactly his Jojo Bon Giovanni birth. Jojo Bon Giovanni, in the beginning, like I say, he bleeding only 3 parts, and after becoming the here in the rest of the body. The hands he already got, but because the Virgin Mary, according to him in the spaceship, you giving us the permission to giving this is going to be painful. It's the only way to reach different people in like Habermans and stuff like that, because they don't believe in all of that, but he tried the hardest he can. Been doing massage for him, and it was very painful. The cameraman filmed then, and it's so strong energy, the camera's broken and not working. A smell of rose coming to the room. He said when that smell is because Jesus Christ is there.
Well, we know a little story about that too, don't they? You and I went to view a flat that one of your friends kindly was going to allow Giorgio Bon Giovanni to stay at, and we were just checking out to make sure it was suitable in the right place and everything. And there was just you and I. It was an empty flat, and we went in, had a look, and then I think I said, "Oh my goodness, I smell roses." And you said, "Oh yes, that's
that was in Shepherd Bush. After my friend, they no can keeping him, and they moved him to Croydon. One day he said, "No, I need to play with my son," and they remove everything. But he working a lot. He creating a school, refugee for mothers and children who no got place to go. Italy, yes, in Italy and in different countries, Peru. They're removing all the wounds.
After how long? How long did he carry them
long
for?
Time, like maybe nearly 18 years, 18.
He had the wounds for nearly 18 years. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't realise
it
was so long.
To Russia and to many countries, talking to the governments here, being in the parliament.
He became like an ambassador for peace.
Ambassador of peace and life. Anyway, after they remove...
and he was able to reach a lot of people through having the stigmata.
But in Colombia, a baby born with the stigmatas.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I never saw that.
It's a baby when the stigmatas. He met Sixto because he talking about extraterrestrial course.
I know you said that he went on board the ship and there was a Mary or
Mother Mary or
we think an archetype. Did he describe the ETs that he met?
Really, no. It's funny, he not described because it's only that lady standing there. It's like the Virgin of Guadalupe in Mexico. Even he been in Mexico. The Virgin of Mexico, called Virgin of Guadalupe, they say El Sixto says extraterrestrial planning is like, I doing the translation about that because it's going to destroy the planet there, and she begging not to destroy the planet.
Who was going to destroy?
They say we know being advanced and listen and
you mean the extraterrestrials were going to?
I don't know who going to destroy because in the translation they say they're going to destroy in the dinosaur times. I mean it's a long time.
Yeah.
It's really time they're going to destroy the planet, but it's a lot of people working in the spiritual path and wake up. They're going to stop that. Now we jump into the 4th dimension, which is telepathic communication and developing more the light and the power, and the bad ones, of course, developing more the bad. People only talking about bad things, but what about the good things?
Yeah, there's a lot that's amazing.
Yeah.
So we've just got a few minutes left. Let's just talk about our Philippine experience. I mean, I know it's a big experience, but we don't have a lot of time. We both went, and you went several times, actually. I went a couple of times, and actually that's my story about the Philippines is also in my autobiography, which is written as a series of short stories called Vignettes of a Life, and lots of subtitles, and you can find that on Amazon. But it is really interesting because the whole point was to meet up with psychic surgeons, obviously on a spiritual path, and other healers. And so you went through a process. They really adopted you, the spiritual faction of the Filipino people there, really special, lovely people. Anyway, you were consecrated in the religious sense.
Yeah, and the Catholic, the Holy Spirit say, you must consecrate in her. And I say, okay, the Holy Spirit is higher than the Pope. And anyway, I have to train in fasting and going to the mountain and doing a lot of stuff. Before that, I sleeping in the caves. 33 people from different countries, include Germany.
Mainly Germans.
Many Germans, yes.
I think you were the only Latino, and I think there were only 3 or 4 English.
Yes. What happened is when we are in the bus, is a lady got very ill, and when we stop in Malaysia, we stayed there for 1 day, and there we pick up the plane to Philippines. And a lady was very ill, and Sister Jean is coming into the bus. Sister Jean is another amazing lady. They consecrated me in the Holy Spirit, the Trinity Church, called Trinity Church.
But you had a lot of tough things to do there. You were up and down mountains, in and out of caves, scary stuff.
I don't know how many baths you're supposed to have always wet.
Oh my God!
Remember, you have to go in down.
I do remember. I've never been so wet.
When you got right there, first you have
baptisms all the time.
You have to sign a stone that says belong to St. Peter, and to ask permission to go inside the mountain, because if you no sign that, many bad things can happen to you. And of course, we've been climb mountains and meet a holy, a spiritual teacher who are from India, always meditating there, and sleeping in different caves, going inside the soil and pass from one side to the other side. When you're going inside that hole in the mountain, down, and
you could die.
Yes, it's a bumps, snakes and everything, but nothing happened to us. And that trip is, for that experience, is 6 people, and the Sister Jean and the 5 people.
Sister Jean was one of the guides, the Filipino guides.
And the guide, one of the guide. And after you tried to going down, and we got like a Herman with the light, and I dropping that, and then I is in the last one. And there's 3 German ladies, and we reached to the point. The guy was in the back because he went down very, very deep to pick up my thing. And we have to crawling down there because the holes are very small.
Yeah.
And there is a doctor from Germany called
Helmut.
We have to go into sleeping in the mountain, and there the spaceship appeared. In that moment I saw the spaceship, and Hamel is doing with me, and I'm going to ask him, look what is in the sky, waiting for everybody because I'm the only one up. And went to Hamel, you see what I see? And then, no. And Sister Jean, when I told you the story, say that's supposed to be.
And what did you see? What was?
It's a spaceship cigar style. And another one, I thinking when I saw that, I think was the moon shining through, but no, was a spaceship because after appeared the other ones.
Oh, fascinating. And did you have any experiences with ET in the mountains, or?
No, I only saw the spaceship even when we insisted to go to La Tota. I only saw the spaceships. Feeling and burn my skin, because usually if you are around and you don't prepare yourself, they burn the skin like if you've been in very
radiation.
Hot radiation, yes. Because I was with Sister Jean, the group carry on with the trip. They say, "You coming with us?" I say, "No, I prefer to stay here. I think the work is here and stay in Manila with Sister Jean." And
yes, I think I was on that point. I was with the rest of the group. I stayed with them. How long did it take you to become consecrated? Because it was a period of time, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the first time when we went with the group, we are 14 people. I received a message from one lady who not been eating and sit down in position, yoga position in the mountain, and she going in trance for 9 months. They have to only standing giving food, and she doing wee, and that's all. She not doing nothing else because she's drink water, and they say, "We know the Holy Spirit is going to consolate in you." And of course I say, okay. I say to everything, okay. If it's not bad, okay. And there you have to have 137 baths to different saints, Santa Lucia, wherever, all the saints.
Yes, it's super religious.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. The Philippines is a place of opposites. So at the one end you have the highly spiritual people, like really almost off planet spiritually aware people, and then at the other end you have all the black magic, animal sacrifice stuff. And then there was a bit of trauma at home, wasn't there? Your son had a terrible accident and you had to come straight back, didn't you? And but meanwhile, all the Filipinas knew and they were praying and supporting you on those other levels. So
because he was in coma, and they pray, and when I found the hospital, someone gave me the money there in Philippines to phone, And the doctor said, I don't know, it's no other word apart to say was a miracle.
A miracle that he lived.
Because he got a big hit in the back and he was in coma, and I have to come back after 1 month, and already been told me that late in the mountain they're going to consecrate me, and Sister Jean confirmed that, and I have to go into other people to confirm I the right person for that. When I had this big accident, and I no found tickets, we no found tickets after 1 week. I found the tickets and come back to England. But Marilyn Lane, one of the Australian friends, she got a dream. The Santo Niño told her to give me the ticket to going back to Philippines.
And the Santo Niño is a child-like replication, if you like, of Jesus.
Yes, but
and it's very popular in the Philippines.
In Praga.
And in Prague.
That's why they call the Santo Niño Jesus of Praga.
Santo Niño.
Santo Niño, but it's a civilization. He was the king of that civilization, and he came in when crown and little, but he's only like
miniature human being.
Miniature
okay.
Humans, extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
Which they're living in a beautiful planet. Sixto been there. Marilyn gave me the ticket to going back to
Who was one of the people that
went to
that was
the
a friend.
The first trip.
Yeah, on the Philippines.
And she said, you Santo Niño said to give him the ticket because I no got money. And I went to Philippines. That's what happened. Doing the consecration, but have to pass still a lot of tests. Have no food, only water. They received the message, no food for 2 weeks, but Sister Jean was afraid, no 2 weeks is too much, because she's a medium and a healer. They say, no, it's too much, maybe something happened to you. And I say, no, I feel okay. But for that, I have to sleep in caves and stuff like that. Many phenomena happen. And after they doing the consecration, I not got much money, but with that money I helping people. Like for example, one child is very ill and stuff like that. And I went to one place, people no got food. And I told, my God, this is a country, and look the soil. And I say in the pot,
so
plant
rich,
it.
isn't it? So rich.
The soil is very rich, and I say put the pot and planting carrots, coriander, and whatever. Because and I say, plus you got a lot of stones, eat the stone. And say, what? Say, you boiling the stone, and the stone is a lot of mineral. Oh, great, we got a lot of stones.
It was a place I absolutely loved and had some incredible experiences myself. But I'm going to let people read about those.
That's all
for the moment. And thank you very much.
We managed to do it all.
Cecilia Martinez, thank you so much, and mil gracias, mi angelita.
And I want to say a lot of blessing everybody, protecting all the families, and I love you, all of you.
Thank you. 17th of April 2026.